The smell of soup. One evening, in a busy market, a poor traveler stood near a soup seller's stall. He had only a piece of dry bread in his hand. The soup in the pot smelled rich and warm. The poor man, being hungry, held his bread near the rising steam. He hoped that at least the warmth and the smell would soften his meal. But the soup seller saw him and became furious. "What are you doing?" he cried. The poor man answered, "I have no money for soup. I only wish to warm my bread with its steam." The seller shouted, "Then you have stolen the smell of my soup, and you must pay for it." A crowd gathered. Some laughed, but the soup seller was serious. So he dragged the poor man before Mullah Nasruddin and demanded justice. When they arrived, the soup seller said, "This man used the smell of my soup. He owes me money." Nasruddin turned to the poor traveler and asked, "Is this true?" The poor man bowed his head and said, "Yes, Mullah, I am poor. I only held my bread near the pot so I could enjoy the warmth and the smell." Nasruddin thought for a moment. Then he asked the poor man, "Do you have any coins with you?" The traveler reached into his pocket and brought out a few small coins. Nasruddin took the coins in his hand. Then he held them beside the soup seller's ear and shook them so they jingled. The coins rang brightly in the air. Nasruddin then returned the coins to the poor man and said, "The payment is complete." The soup seller was shocked. "What do you mean?" he cried. Nasruddin replied, "The smell of the soup has been paid for by the sound of the money." The crowd burst into laughter. The poor man smiled with relief, and the soup seller had nothing more to say. Know this: justice is not always found in force or in noise, but in wisdom. Those who demand too much may leave with nothing, and those who see clearly can weigh even smell with sound. A wise mind brings balance where greed brings foolishness.